At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Are you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to The Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome back to the Songwriter Show right here on Reality Radio 101.9. I'm your host, Sarantos, a solo music artist who's been writing lyrics for as long as I can remember. Words are just so important to me, and that's why I love hosting the show for you every single Tuesday evening. I believe in my heart that every song is a story. Tonight, I'm so super excited to have Glenda Benevides on the show. She's an award-winning singer-songwriter celebrated for her soulful vocals and deeply resonant lyrics that inspire audiences around the globe. As a Grammy-nominated artist and Recording Academy voting member, Glenda actively contributes to honoring and elevating excellence in the music industry.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show, Glenda. How are you?
Good. Hey, how are you, Saranto?
I'm doing great. I'm almost embarrassed to be doing a show with you because your voice sounds so awesome. Like it's like sultry, sexy, soulful, and here's me like getting over a cold and probably like raspy, but I will try to bear with it. So
it's all good. You're awesome. Thanks.
So tell us a little bit about, I think your main instrument's your vocals, right?
You know, it has been. I mean, I started on guitar when I was, right around 12. And that's been kind of an instrument that I've fiddled around with. I do play mandolin. But yeah, where I have mastery in is vocal technique, singing, songwriting, that kind of thing. So you got to do sometimes what you're really good at. And I love people. So that's important.
That's awesome. So what was your first musical memory as a kid?
Hanging out with my dad in the car, and I was standing next to my dad in one of our vehicles. We were driving down the road, and one of the songs came on, Band of Gold. That was what it was. I remember that. We were singing it together.
That's awesome. So is your family musical themselves?
No, not at all. I came from blue collar worker people, kind of down to earth and just salt of the earth, really, humans.
When you look back on your beginning, was there something that kind of really made you kind of go into this field, something that pushed you over the edge?
Not really. I mean, I was fortunate at that time to have had music in schools. So everybody could, pick up an instrument or whatever, and just one thing led to another. And then I just always had the ability to sing. So it just kind of led me down that path. And the next thing I know, I was in swing choir, and then I was in the next choir and the concert choir, and you just keep going. And then you hit high school and you go, oh, I want to be in a band. So that's kind of where it all came down. And then you just keep going, at least I did. And I was, again, I'm going to say it again, I'm fortunate to have family members that said, yeah, go ahead, do it. They didn't say, when are you going to get a real job? Or why would you want to do that? I never had any of that. So I was definitely an artist from early days.
That's wonderful, Glenda. I can't tell you how many people are told, get a real job. Like, what do you mean you want to do?
Yeah.
So that's fantastic that they supported you.
Yeah, I think so too. And they didn't know anything about it. Nobody sang in our house. Yeah, we had some music, your basics, stuff, but it wasn't like they were against music or they loved it, but it wasn't like, gotta have music or I'm a singer. Nobody. And I did not grow up in Los Angeles, so it wasn't one of those easy street moments where you get to know so and so, and I'm in the music business and they're in the music business. Next thing you know, you're singing for Disney. It was never like that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep, I had to work for everything.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your songwriting process. How do you get started? Are you like starting with a melody? Are you starting with lyrics? Like, how do you do it?
Well, it's different every time. Like right now, I'm working with a gentleman, another Recording Academy member from France. And how I'm doing it with him is he sent me the music. I said, well, this is the genre that I sing in, that I'm interested in writing in. And he said, oh, great, because I do that genre, which is doing blues. I can also do rock. I have that edge. So, and then he sent me some tracks with, nothing, just music. And then what I did is I go, okay, what is the song telling me? What do I want to sing about? What do I want to talk about? And I kind of start from there. And then sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it takes a long minute. So it's taken me 3 weeks now. So I've been really trying to, but I think I settled on a few things. Something wicked this way comes. So that's my blues thing. And and then I just keep working the melody until I think it's strong enough, and I work in the words and that type of thing. So that's that one. Sometimes it's, and like another shift, you can also, I'll get the melody already with then I'll work on the lyrics, and then I'll give that to whomever I'm working with at the time and say, can you put some music around this and structure? So that's usually how I do it.
You said something that really got my mind racing. You said that your vocals can have that edge in a rock song. And I'm like, oh my God, I'd love to hear that. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's my next track. So we're racing towards Grammys. I gotta get everything mixed and mastered and, ready to submit at the end of August. So deadlines.
So is there a musician that you would really love to jam with, dead or alive? Like, who comes to mind?
Prince.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I think he's one of my top favorites. And there's a reason why everybody knows his name, so to speak, because he does it all. He did it all. And he was just prolific, in his writing, and expression and melodies and songs and pulling people together and doing things on his own. He was the artist. For real. That's what art is. And he was so fortunate and driven that he actually turned it into a business. So he's a great model.
Yeah, he's a legend for sure.
He is. Yeah.
What's a typical day like for you?
Well, which is horrible. I get up at 7:30. Oh, gosh. What a horrible
Are you
thought.
not a morning person? Is that what that means?
No, I'm not. It takes me I wake up at 7:30 and then I have to lay there for at least a half an hour and reprogram myself, my own thought process, like listening to something really positive, visualizing, experiencing, inside my mind to try to make sure I'm not thinking about doom and gloom.
Yeah.
And, which is a natural default to me. So I work on that. So I exercise my mind and my spirit. And then I get up, get my clothes on, take a shower, do my stretches, do my 2-mile walk, come back, and then I start my day. And that could be anything from having a conversation with you to, writing something or doing my vocal lesson, which I'll do after I get done talking with you. Some things are pretty set, but some things are very flexible just because I'm the artist in me. It's like, no, I don't feel like doing that right now. I'm going to move over here and do this. The one thing about that, though, is I never not do it. So if you are going to be the creative and you are going to have a structure, you need to follow it, but you need to follow it however your creativity flows. You see what I'm saying? It's not like if I say I'm going to sing today, then I sing. It may not be at 1:00, even though it's in my schedule. So, because I keep a schedule. So even though it's in the schedule, I check in and I go, I'd rather actually, I've been running all day, so I want to eat, or I want to just rest. I want to close my eyes for a few minutes. Then I'll do it at, 20 minutes after. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it stays in there. And I would say that to any artist, and you being an artist too, and you already know this, but you really make discipline and structure your friend, because they are. Otherwise, nothing will happen.
Yeah, definitely for sure. So tell us about this song that we're going to hear in a minute here. What inspired this one?
Oh, yeah, thanks. We Walk On Past. It came out of a story, actually. A really good friend of mine had, if I can share it with you really quickly, he was driving to work and he pulled into a gas station. This was in San Jose, California. He pulls into a gas station and everybody's there pumping up right at like 8 a.m. or something. And he looks over and he sees this guy dragging himself across the cement, like the tarmac there. He was like, what's going on? And he looks around and everybody's like, la, 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 la. I'm just going to keep looking over here and doing my gas, and he's like, this is ridiculous. So he runs over there and he goes, are you okay? Can I help you? And so basically, long story short, he helps the guy, gets him some water, gets him some food, calls an ambulance. And while everybody else was ignoring that it was happening, and this is definitely, our larger culture, what's going on. He was so mad about it and so horrified that was going down. He wrote this amazing story article, whatever. And I read it and I was like, oh my God. And so I really wanted to write a song about how we all walk on past. You walk on past, I walk on past, we all walk on past. So, looking at responsibility, accountability for each other as human beings. And that's really what prompted that song. And so I had to write it, and it's evolved over time. Yeah. And we released it this last year. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, Glenda. Well, let's take a listen. We'll come back and talk some more, okay?
Great. Thanks.
All right, everybody, check this out. Here we go.
I walk on past, and we walk on past, the pride of it all. Another lonely woman, another hungry child. We walk on past, the pride of it all. Another broken soldier, another homeless man. We walk on past, the bride of it all. Another missing father, another sister gone, and we walk on past, oh, the bride of it all. Another time for killing, another time for war. We walk on past, oh, the bride of it all. And now walk on past, and you walk on past, and we'll walk on past, oh, the bride of it all. Another jail brother, another lie we're told. We walk on past, the bride of it all. And another wall to build, America soul she'll sail. And I walk on past, oh, the bride of it all. And I walk on past, and you walk on past, and we walk on past, oh, the bride of it all. It's the bride, and I walk on and you walk on past, and we walk on past, ooh, the bride of it all.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that song, Glenda. That was wonderful.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for playing it.
You're very welcome. Is there something that you care to admit on the air as like one of the biggest mistakes you've made in this world of music that you wish you didn't make, or something maybe you can protect some of the younger people that are just getting started in the industry?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. There's so many. I think the first thing that popped into my head when you were sharing that was mindset. It's really mindset. And you really have to be taking care of yourself on a deeper level, not just like, oh yeah, I'm doing this or I'm doing that, but like more like eating right. Like really, like if you really want to take that journey in a more prolific way, to really work on the mindset, body, mind, spirits, like so important, like all of it, it's all important. And that's where you can get the fruits of your gifts or whatever. You can just dig in and go, oh, that happened. Like, just like what happened with my friend, look for those things, be involved in your community, help somebody, be in service, look around, pay attention, be accountable. Like, I know these are all words that probably most of us have heard, but actually really doing that. And I would say that, we really all of us need to kind of come together and be ourselves truly, authentically, and really look and see what that means for you. We're all unique individuals that are all connected.
Absolutely. Do you think it's gotten better in the industry, or do you think men and women still don't get the same opportunities or the same pay for the same gigs?
That too is a great question. I was never in that mindset of like, I got paid less. I probably did, and I didn't know it. But I never was standing in that position of like, I'm a woman, I'm going to get less. I never thought about that. And I'm sure it is, and I'm sure it happens, and I'm sure it's still doing it. But I still refuse to think like that. I see myself as a person. So I don't think of, I don't know. It's just not in my mindset, right? It's just not in there, which is, I think, good, because otherwise I'd probably be angry and crazy by now. And I try to make my own opportunities. Like right now, I've designed and created a multimedia experience. So it's called Soul on Fire, and it's music, it's visuals, it's storytelling, it's me singing live, and just really creating this experience where people can kind of sit there, absorb it, and at the same time, there'll be spaces inside where everyone will have a journal and we'll get to write down like questions, because I pose questions on the screen. But it's kind of like a musical, so it's very interesting, and I'm really excited about doing it and I've designed it, so we'll get it out there. But yeah, I'm creating my own opportunities. I think that's what we all have to do, actually. Find your lane, work on it, and then, and then just, create from there. Don't buy into the old model of, I'm going to be famous, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. I'm sorry, that's not happening. And I'm not coming from, it didn't happen for me. No, it didn't. That's not it. It's each of us have a place and an art, of something to express. So we just got to find that, and it evolves over time. So I would say, that's what I would say. Just find your passion and stick with it no matter what. Keep your eye focused.
Great advice. I wish I could tell you that I take that. I'm involved in a lot of different things. Probably a little ADD, a little bit just never satisfied, but I think that's great advice. Stay focused. Otherwise you get distracted and you have your hands in a bunch of things and you're not doing anything right. So you're right.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, and if you're younger too, if anytime, I guess, you want to, I think what you're doing is good too, though. You got to sample, you got to get out there, you got to do stuff, because it evolves you as a spirit. It really does. And it gives you more insight to be a better songwriter, right? If you only did one thing, I think what you're doing is fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Is there a musical risk that you took that paid off?
Yeah. I mean, I sat back and went, I want a Grammy. And I go, oh, how to do that? How do you do that? And it's like, I've been in the music business for 30 odd years. Why, so out of curiosity, I got online and I went, how do I become a Grammy winner? And it said, you got to join the Recording Academy. And I went, oh, and that's really how it started. And, it's just been one insightful journey into the music industry, and it's not what it seems, but it's been really fun and deepening and scary, and it pisses you off all at the same time.
Yeah, it's funny. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
And I tried last year, but you have to have 2 sponsored members, and I only had 1.
Yep.
And then last year, or the last application period, I had 2.
Yeah.
So now I'm waiting to hear. I don't know. I think it's end of the year. Yeah.
June.
At some point, I'm going to hear if they researched me and if I'm worthy to do it. But I've been trying to do that for a couple of years, and I think most people don't know about that.
Yeah, they don't. You have to look for it. But that's fine. I mean, it's like one should not be handed everything. One should. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because I was thinking about that for myself too. It's like, oh, well, it's a club. It's a closed club. It's like, you know what? You needed to ask the right questions, right? To get open the secret door. You need to ask, oh, I've been a professional musician for 30 odd years. Why shouldn't I be getting a Grammy? And then, you know what I'm saying? So you're like looking for it. You're like, oh, okay. Well, that's not just that simple. So yeah, good for you. And congratulations for getting your 2 sponsors, and recommendations is what they call it. And and we'll see if they, they have a parameter. I didn't make it in the first 2, my first 2 sponsors. And then I had to fill out my end of it. And I did not get in right away. And my music partner said, because he got in, he's a mastering recording engineer, because I submitted him because he's a badass. And I thought, why didn't I get in? And he goes, what did you write? and so I showed him what I wrote. He goes, no, they don't want a resume. They want to know why you should be in here. And he said, like, you're this, you're that, you support people, you do nonprofit work, and I was like, oh. So I did it again, and I put in the real stuff, the authentic stuff that's really important, and that was what's got me through the door, and then that's when the journey starts.
Last question: what's your favorite '80s jam?
Oh, my favorite '80s jam? I would say it's probably Prince's Controversy. I think that's '80s. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us where people can buy your stuff, stream it. Where can they find you online? Yeah.
Hey, guys, support arts before it dies. No, the best way to find me is glendamusic.com. And you can Google my full name, Glenda Benevides, Benevides, and you'll see me. You'll see my podcast. You'll see my of course my YouTube channel with everything on it, and my website has everything and all my projects and my books. I'm an author. I've written 4 books. And now the first one was Courage, Find Your Fire and Ignite Action in Your Life, which I love. And what else about me? I support a nonprofit that I love, and it's called One Tree Planted. So anytime you purchase anything of mine, my merchandise, my music, you can get that through my site on Bandcamp or something like that. And you can, I think it's Bandcamp's hosting it. And the great thing about that is that I see who's purchased, and then I plant for them. So basically, I take $1 off of whatever anybody buys. I go to One Tree Planted and I purchase. So we're up to about 400 trees now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
okay. That's awesome. I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate you too. And thanks for being in the art world, and good luck in June, and we'll see you around campus.
Hopefully.
I hope so too.
Yeah. So thank you to all the guests tonight for being on the show with the 2 of us tonight. We hope your unique story gets heard around the world too. Thank you so much. And please join us every Tuesday evening as we uncover the inspiring journeys behind this kind of music. Have a great night, everybody. I love you all. This is a story about control. We all dream big, but we live so small. Always hiding what we crave the most. Lock the truth away so no one knows. The siren's sweet melody calls. From the shadows she whispers to us. Reason fades among the flickering lights. We lose ourselves behind these walls. It's easy to post lies. It's easy to swipe. What's not easy is cleaning up the wreckage. What's not easy is dealing with life. It's easy to buy things we don't need with cash we don't have. We crave the hit. It's easy to waste time we won't get back in cash we don't have. We do it for the hit. Tomorrow gives us a fighting chance, while today hides our many secrets. Pushed to the edge, stress and sin pull us in. We're caught within this burning dance. Screens don't make us kinder, just duller. But it's never too late to change our path. We weren't born like this, stuck on our knees. And broken prayers like a pencil color. It's easy to post lies. It's easy to swipe. What's not easy is cleaning up the wreckage. What's not easy is dealing with life. It's easy to buy things we don't need with cash we don't have. We crave the hit. It's easy to waste time we won't get back in cash we don't have. We do it for the hit. So don't believe hits. We do it for the anymore. No, no, no. You don't need that shit anymore. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Wasting my time with you, but I like you like you too. Wasting away is true, but I like wasting time with you. We're slaves to the chase, no end to the race. Caught in the loop, chasing the taste. Screen splash and burn, we never learn. This hit won't last, but we still return. Lost in the glow of a screen, we can't let go. Chasing the thrill, that'll never make us whole. Caught in the loop, we can't break the code. It won't last, but it's all we never know. It's easy to buy, it's easy to swipe. It's never easy when you're chasing the hype. Why sleep on it? We'd rather be addicted to all these devices. As our cortisol rises, we pay for worthless, pointless prizes. That digital avatar disguises, lusting for surprises, refusing compromises. Up till the sun rises, avoiding real paradises. Are we really okay with these sacrifices?
Why sleep on it? Why the hell did the adults let this shit happen?
Thank you for listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.